Hello, welcome, W.J. Burns, PHX. This here is a Zenith Model 6S439. I believe it's from 1942, I believe. It has been completely refurbished inside and out. Cabinet has been redone inside and out. The front bezel has been polished, coated. All the knobs and buttons are originals, except for the bass and the treble. Those are reproductions. It has the black dial, slide rule, 5 push button presets. It has new decals, new stain, and new clear poly. Has a new speaker grill cloth. The back has been refurbished. The antenna has been refurbished. The sticker is a reproduction. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus better. It has a new power cord, polarized. Has a voltage dropping resistor. Drops it down to about 115 volts from 123. And it's fused. It has had 2 tubes replaced. The chassis has been refinished. Some of the resistors are replaced. All the caps have been replaced. Speaker is original. So let me get this set up on a fixed pod, and we'll go through the paces on all the bands. Be right back. All right, here we go. Hopefully you don't get too much glare or too dark shadows. I think I got pretty much everything in the frame there. So we'll start on the shortwave band, shortwave 2. This one down here, and start low end, go to the top, and then we'll drop down to a shortwave 1 and come back the dial, and then we'll go up the broadcast band dial, and then we'll do the automatic setting, or the push buttons, last. So here we go. Now I have it connected to a long wire antenna, and the long wire antenna, if you've seen some of my other videos, it's about 40 feet long, thereabouts, and it heads out of the shed here and goes out to my canopy and goes around the canopy, and it's kind of a back and forth orientation to get as much signal as possible. And it's it's also connected to a earth ground, and there is the setting on the back for the wave magnet and the antenna, the long wave antenna or external antenna, and there's also a local distant switch. And right now it is set up on distant and set to the wave magnet setting. So we'll go up the dial. See if we can get anything. It drifts in and drifts out. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Hopefully you can hear this. The camera's back over in this direction here, and the speaker is over here, pointing out the right side of the cabinet. Now, around here I picked up Cuba, 12 megahertz, but I'm not sure if this is it.
También quedó libre en la primera ronda. En tanto, Adrián Ortiz tendrá de rival a la noche.
In the evenings, I think this part of the band here gets a little muted, and the lower part of the band gets a little bit more. But I've experienced it both ways. Okay, that's it for that one. We'll kick it over into the external antenna position and go back down the dial, and we'll leave it in the distant. And we'll see if we get much different reception. Some amateur. The ghost channel. What I call a ghost channel. It sounds weird.
Para este miércoles, gran expectativa con el otro finales. Estas informaciones cerramos el tiempo de
I need to see God in you, in the sunrise, the sunset, and somebody bumping.
A lot of these are Bible preaching stations. There are some talk stations. And some music stations. Not a lot though. These are really close together.
Potenza in gioco sta operando New Shortwave Radio per in Europa. información y servicio y mejorar la asistencia. Se incorporan nuevos productos.
The service isn't over. We are going to have some more music. I'll select quite a few songs that are appropriate for Passover. But I do want to give the people this blessing. Heavenly Father,
we're pulling in quite a few more, but they're so far out there that probably later in the evening it might clear up a lot better, because I think we've got a little overcast today, hazy sunshine, but
So therefore, I do not make any commitment
this guy is all up and down the dial most of the time.
that I cannot pay.
There's quite a few down on the down here on the low end of the band, but some radios bring it in a lot better than others.
Trabajadores del deporte en Ciego de Ávila están. James is not ready to pay taxes. He called the fish to the shore.
Now this is with the external long wire antenna. And that's it for that. Okay, so we'll leave it on the external antenna setting, and we'll drop to shortwave 1 and go up the dial. I'm not sure where these are. I'm not sure where these are, because we're still in the we're in the broadcast band, and will be until we get to about 1720. Just so happens that back in the 40s they stopped the broadcast band at around 15 to 1600 and put the remainder of the 1.6 megacycle to the 1.8 megacycle, which is was then between 16 and 1700 kilocycles. The police band, what they refer to as police band, but it's Kaka now.
When the band begins to leave the stand, folks, as we're in home, cheek to cheek we'll be. So come on, and dance with me. Hey, that sweet song.
That's our local station here. And that's probably about the extent of what we're going to get on this band. It might have something up here between 4 and 5, but generally no. But depending on where you are, you might get something between 4 and 5. I have on other radios. Okay, that's it for that one. Now we'll go down to the broadcast band.
Muchas de las veces, hermano, no hay tiempo. Mucha gente, hermano, se ha vuelto dominguera, hermano Jairo. Mucha gente quiere solo los domingos alabar a Dios. Mucha gente quiere solamente los domingos buscar a Dios. No, hermano.
I'm not sure where all of these are. I only know a few of them because I usually listen to them during the day while I'm out here tinkering with the radios.
This is a 62 portfolio. Kind of where this will end up with the council, but speaking for myself.
Let's see, that was about 1, 2, 3 stations.
Love for King and Country on your Arizona Shine. I'm Amy, and it's time for me to go. Before I do,
4, 5.
Good, and done it all right. You say to yourself,
6,
Make a tax-deductible donation at relevant radio.
7.
I can't make the decision what to do with it. Hold on to it, let's go.
8.
so,
9. 10. 11. 12. 13. This one's in Flagstaff. 12.
Play back with the tied run at third. And the base is loaded.
13.
Nobody out in the inning.
This is out of Sedona,
There's a stretch by Velasquez. And the first one to Robbie on the
which
way.
is the next
And
closest
he swings it
station
as a
to
strike
us,
one.
besides our
Geraldo's on deck,
1600
but
one.
David has not put the ball in play. Struck out twice against this right-hander.
I don't know where this one might be in Prescott. About 16, 17,
3-2 Philadelphia, the fifth. Here's a pitch. And Ray takes another strike, and it's quickly on
18,
the play. Struck out twice against this right-hander.
19. That's about it for that one. Okay, and you see that these here function all right. Now we'll go down to automatic, and I don't believe these have their own coils in it, antenna and oscillator adjustments behind this label panel right here for your station identification marks. So it doesn't get much influence off the external or the internal antenna. Let's see.
I gotta believe David's gonna be real aggressive to a fastball. That's what he's thrown him.
We'll put this back over on wave magnet.
The dial here.
He digs in. Here's the stretch by Velasquez and the pitch. And it's low and inside ball one. Now the Phillies look like they're going to get a pitcher loose. Starts to loosen up.
Looks like Velasquez now.
¿Cómo se llamaba mano a mano? Claro, sí, sí. Yo me acuerdo de aquellos tiempos bueno.
Now, to
cualquier cosa, ¿no? Sí, escuchaba la local mucho usted, ¿no? Señores, dice que es el mejor jugador del mundo en este momento.
Give me a moment and I'll get some stuff here together so I can show you how to adjust these push buttons. Give me a minute. Okay. Now, in order to adjust these buttons here, what you would do is you would, if you know your station's frequency and everything, you can pretty much come up with it just by adjusting these trimmers. So there's a little place here you can get your thumbnail on and just pry it out. And down in here are some adjusters. Let me see if you can see them there. The pin, or the long screws, are for the oscillator, and the nuts back there in the back on those trimmers are for your antenna adjustments. So what you would do,
on that time. Got it right.
choose a button that you want to program, and get you a dowel and take a hacksaw and so put a little groove in it, like a little notch, so you can get the flat of these little adjusters in there. See if I can.
1696.3 FM.
And then you would just turn it left or right until you get a good sharp signal in, and then adjust your antenna for the loudest volume. This one here doesn't really. And to do the next one, you go in and
Take a walk here. Meanwhile, they're right-hander. Out position in the bullpen should be about ready. Victor Arano. Infield in tight for the Phillies.
adjust for the loudest volume.
Could tell Marte batting left. Velasquez pitch. Strike 2-1.
And that's pretty much all you would do for those. And then just go ahead and, when you're done, snap that back in and you're done. So there you have it. 1942, I believe it is. Zenith Model 6S439. Completely refurbished. Thanks for watching.